Okay, this is a bit of a spontaneous video. I'm getting a little frustrated with Instagram as a way of presenting the things I want to present or, communicate to the world, just because of the short attention span of that platform. And I know YouTube, people have still got short attention spans wherever they go, but at least on YouTube, there's some expectation it's going to be more than 10 seconds or more than a minute. And so here I am it's late for me, it's fairly late for me. And I'm drinking my Tulsi tea and I'm contemplating the relationship to gravity. And so I've been playing with this. I actually did an Instagram video today about this. And it's something that's been waking up in my body for a while, this like the flow of energy from the earth through the body that creates the outward expression, upward and outward. So any upward vertical expression or horizontal expression, walking is a horizontal expression. A punch is a horizontal expression. Anything that goes up or out is coming from a downward relationship, okay, and pressing into the ground to create that movement, okay? Now we can do that more or less efficiently. And basically we learn how to walk and we go, yeah, kind of got this, and we leave it there and we don't really master it. We kind of figure it out, and then we get a bunch of injuries because we're not really that great at it, but we get, it's good enough, and we get on with our lives, and then we get an injury, and then it becomes even less efficient, and we compensate, and we do all kinds of crazy, weird stuff with our bodies, and more moving away from alignment with gravity. And actually, when we're aligned with gravity, the whole body becomes buoyant, right? When we fall into the ground, when we actually create a sense of falling into the ground and the joints are aligned as nature intended, there's a kind of feedback, like a bounce back we get that lifts everything up. A lot in Tai Chi, they talk about like lifting the head, like creating a sense of being like a marionette or something like that. And that's not actually my experience. I tried that for years, and I really tried that really up until quite recently, and it doesn't really do it. We want to be falling into the earth, finding the alignment of the joints and allowing the fluid of the body to actually be buoyant and voluptuous, like the joints become voluptuous as we align. Whew. And there's this beautiful like sense of uplift we get when things are in alignment. And so how do we find that? Well, the video I did on Instagram kind of is a bit of a demonstration of it, where I'm on one leg and I am exploring all the ways that my body can move on one leg and trying to find those moments when the uplift happens. Okay, so I'm like, whoop, oh, there it is. There's an integrity that happens at a certain place, and I'm falling in and out of that. My hips are shifting out, and it's not efficient, because that's kind of what the habit is. My habit is my hips float out to the side like that. But actually there's a sweet spot where everything works, okay? So it's like, whoa, where is that? And I'm just playing with it. And actually I can really feel, whoop, it goes right up into my fingertips and right up into the crown of the head when it's there. And so there is a sweet spot. And we can play and we can find it on each foot. We really want to create this sense of draining down, down, and so as we lift the hand up, we want to drain everything down, right down into that foot. So I really want to feel my whole foot. And we notice whatever we don't feel, right? We notice the bits that we don't feel. Maybe we're blocked in the hip, you know, and we don't feel it. There's not consciousness in that area. There's not awareness. There's no consciousness there. So we might have to do some isolated work from time to time to try and open some of that up. We can work on the floor. We can use gravity on the floor, right? Where we like lift a limb and we move it around. I'm not going to get down there now because I want to keep this video fairly short. It's not a class, and I know your attention spans have been hijacked. Anyway, right, so let's have a play. Come on, let's have a play. Like, get off your ass and move with me. So find it. Like, there's some principles though, or there's some alignment points I want to make you aware of, especially when we're working with the legs. We want to have the knee tracking over the middle toe, right? And so when we're in our exploration, adopting a sense of playfulness, openness, curiosity, all that good stuff. And I don't mean to be so breezy about it or so like flippant about it. That is the crux of this. We need to be playful, not like, oh, I'm trying to fix something, or I'm like trying to do it right. No. We're trying to find out. We're not trying to do anything right. Okay, but let's have the knee tracking over those middle toes. Okay, and let's see what happens when it's not. Again, this is the exploration, right? So my knee wants to go, whoa, in and out. But there is a spot where it's like, boom, aha. And it's basically when it's tracking over that middle toe. And we have 3 points of contact. Just big toe pad, little toe pad, heel. And you want to notice is one of them want to float. And see, we want to kind of be pressing into all 3 of those with the knee. The knee drops down into all 3 of those. And so we're exploring. We're shifting the pelvis, we're shifting the other leg as a counterweight, and then we lose it. And it's like, okay, we lost it there. Well, that's not powerful. Where's the power? We're looking for that sense of power. Shifting the hips, playing with it. There'll be a sweet spot, and it might only be for a fraction of a second as you pass through, but you'll go boom, uplift. There's that uplift. And that's it. I mean, that is it. That's all I really want to communicate. And it's a long work. Take it on. Like, you know, this is not a life hack. You know, it's not a quick fix. It's not a 5 steps to fucking figure your body out forever. No, we are in process all the time. It's a life's work. And so just allow, accept and embrace the unfolding that is your life and is the unraveling of your conditioning, because you're likely to come up against some conditioning, right? You are conditioned to relate to life from the one that you are, right? The one that you created to survive the material plane as a child. You created a self, and that self operates and through mirror neurons. You basically imitated your parents unconsciously and their beliefs and their stuff, and you've inherited all this stuff down the eons. And you're the product of all of that. That we call conditioning. And written into that conditioning is gravity, something to fight against, not something to surrender to and align to. And through that alignment, true power, not force, true power is expressed. And so the experience of true power as expressed from the ground is very different from the concept of true power as expressed from the ground. And so when you come from it, even if it's just a glimpse, because I'm not master of this stuff by any means, but even a glimpse of it will shift your frequency. And you will be coming from truth rather than a belief system. And a belief system is not true. No belief is true because it's a belief. Sorry, I'm getting on a rant tonight, aren't I? I just feel free because I'm not on Instagram, so I'm having a bit more fun. So, what else do I need you to know? What else do I want you to know? Yes, you should be able to. So in your exploration, in your life's work exploration, that you're going to take this on if you want to commit to this, because if you do, there's true power and it's yours and no one can fucking take it away from you. Excuse me. No one can take it away from you. So in your exploration, so we're in our thing, knees are tracking over the toes and we're just exploring whatever can happen. We're trying to find that uplift and seeing if we can travel it to the extremities and up into the head, which means we've got to balance the 3 body weight centers, the pelvis, the rib cage and the head, and we can play with them. And can we pause? And in that pause, can we find power? If we can't pause, we're just flailing, right? This is not a flailing exercise. This is a finding power exercise. So, okay, so I'm pausing there and then maybe I'm a bit tense and I'm like, what if I shift my hip? Oh, there it is. Upward surge. Boom, where is it? The pause teaches us so much. And in the pause is where we can let go of conditioning and let in wisdom, truth, power. All right, so play with it, have fun. Please drop me a message if you've got any questions. I want to hear what you've got to say. Yeah, you're not a set of techniques, you know? Like I lived like this for years. We learn all these techniques in the hope that one day they're going to make us ourselves or free us from our suffering. It's like, no, we free ourselves from our suffering and we get out of the way of our nature, right? And so I'm not giving you techniques, I'm giving you principles and I'm giving you an attitude, all right? An attitude and some distinctions for you to discover. A very big difference than a technique. You know, in technique, maybe in Tai Chi, they might give you some poses or whatever. All right, that's fine. That's a form that we can maybe then go, well, where's that power? Let's play with it, right? And that's where this kind of more free form play can come in, because then we can bring it to our Tai Chi and express power through the form. Because these forms came from people who invented them that were having a direct experience of alignment, and they created forms, but then it got reduced to forms and techniques. And we're not going to do that, are we? We're going to look for our own true power. And that's what I'm hoping to invite you into through this rather ranty, spontaneous video. And I hope that's helpful. And I love you. And I want you to be free and empowered. Good luck.